Imagine if your future self could whisper to you, "Thank you." Wouldn't that be something? Welcome to the life-changing journey where we unearth 11 things you should quietly eliminate from your life, inspired by the Stoic wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. So why do we cling to the anchors that drag us down? In our journey today, we will identify and cast off these 11 burdens, much like a sculptor chisels away the unnecessary marble to reveal a masterpiece within. Each step is a step towards freedom, a breath of fresh air in the stifling attic of our unexamined habits. This isn't just a video, it's a gateway to a life where tranquility triumphs over turmoil. With each thing we eliminate, we're not just subtracting, we're adding peace, adding clarity, adding joy. After all, isn't life about finding that delicate balance between holding on and letting go? Let's begin. But before that, know that not everybody has the patience and willpower to introspect. You do, and that is why you are special. So, make sure you watch the video till the very end. And while you are at it, hit that like button as a symbol of your commitment to change. Subscribe to join a community where wisdom isn't just shared, but lived, to help us create powerful stuff. And don't forget to hit the notification bell, the gentle chime of a Stoic philosopher, reminding you to return to this space of learning and growth. Each like, each subscription, each notification is a step towards a collective awakening. Act now, for as Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Eliminate craving what others have. Picture this: life as a banquet. Each person has a plate filled with their choices. Now, here you are, eyeing your neighbor's plate, missing out on savoring your meal. Why crave the steak on another's plate when you've got a feast before you? This habit of wanting what others have, isn't it a bit like chasing a mirage? You run towards it, only to find nothing. Ask yourself, do I really know what I want? Without this knowledge, it's like setting sail with no destination in mind. You might catch the wind, but will it take you where you truly wish to go? And let's be real, sometimes we're just not ready to row as hard as others have. It's one thing to admire someone's island from afar. It's another to embark on the journey to reach it. Stoicism steps in like a wise old friend telling us, know thyself. It's not just about knowing your desires, but understanding your nature, your true essence. This is crucial because how can you hit a target you can't see? You can't, right? So start by figuring out your target. Here's a thought. Instead of glancing at the other lane, why not focus on paving your own? Be the architect of your journey, not a spectator of someone else's. Remember, I am the creator of my path. Let this be your mantra. Your journey is unique, so embrace it. Stoicism isn't about denying ambition. It's about aligning ambition with your true nature. It's like matching the right key to the right lock, the right goals for your unique self, not someone else's. Reaffirm to yourself, I seek what fits my nature, not what fits another's. Let's get practical. Sit down, take a pen, and chart your course. What excites you? What drives you? These are the signposts to your treasure. And when you start walking your path, you'll realize the joy is in the journey, not just the destination. Let's shift our focus, away from others' plates, back to our banquet, away from others' paths, onto carving our own. Let's embrace the Stoic wisdom, know yourself, align your goals, and enjoy your unique journey. That's the recipe for a fulfilling life, one where we're too busy enjoying our meal to glance at another's. Eliminate setting unnecessary goals. Isn't life but a garden? Each goal you set is like a seed you plant. But what happens when you scatter too many seeds, especially those that don't belong in your soil? They don't just fail to flourish, they also choke the growth of the ones that matter. Now, ask yourself, why are you planting these unnecessary seeds? Is it to impress the neighbors with your lush garden or to truly nourish your soul? Let's be real here. Setting unnecessary goals is like carrying rocks in your backpack on a hike. They weigh you down, don't they? And for what? A view that wasn't on your map in the first place. It's time to unload, my friend. Keep the essentials and ditch the excess. That's what Stoicism is nudging you to do. It's not just about making the climb easier, it's about enjoying the hike. Picture this. Each goal you set is a step on a ladder. Now, are you climbing the right ladder, or are you scaling one just because someone said it's the way to go? Stoicism hands you the binoculars to see which ladder leads to your desired destination. Don't climb a ladder leaning against the wrong wall. This habit of overloading ourselves with goals, it's like a hamster on a wheel, isn't it? Running faster, getting nowhere. Stoicism teaches us to step off the wheel, to stand still and see what's truly essential. You know, sometimes less is more. Fewer goals, more meaning. Fewer distractions, more focus. So, here's the deal. Prioritize. What really matters to you? What aligns with your values? It's time to trim the fat. And when that voice in your head whispers, "But what will others think?" remind yourself, it's my garden, my ladder, my journey. Repeat after me. I choose quality over quantity. I focus on goals that matter. Feel the weight lifting? That's the power of living a stoic life. Remember, you're the sculptor of your life. Chisel away the unnecessary, and what remains is a masterpiece. Let's not just set goals, let's set the right goals. Goals that align with our values, not with someone else's expectations. Let's cultivate our garden with care, climb our ladder with purpose, and live a life that's authentically ours. That, my friends, is the essence of Stoicism, and that's the path to a fulfilling life. Eliminate trying to please others. Don't you sometimes feel like sailors on the vast ocean of life? The waves of public opinion crash against your boat, trying to steer you off course. But as a Stoic, you hold the compass of your own values, navigating through the tumultuous seas with an unshakable focus on what lies within your control. Why should I anchor my happiness in the ever-changing tides of others' opinions? This question, echoing the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, invites us to ponder the futility of seeking external validation. Remember, you are the captain of your ship. The approval of the seagulls circling above is inconsequential to your journey. Consider this. When you try to please everyone, you often sail in circles, losing sight of your true north. Marcus Aurelius, a beacon of Stoic thought, reminds us to chart our course based on our actions and attitudes, not the shifting winds of approval. In the grand theatre of life, isn't it better to be the playwright of your own story than a mere actor in someone else's? And let's not forget, the quest for external approval is like chasing a mirage after all. It's an illusion, always just out of reach. The Stoics, with their profound insight, saw this clearly. Pleasing others is not inherently virtuous, they declared. Why sacrifice your moral compass for a treasure map that leads to fool's gold? Embrace the Stoic practice of living by nature. Be true to yourself, for in this authenticity lies your power. Constantly molding yourself to fit others' molds is like wearing a mask that never fits. It's uncomfortable, it's constraining, and most importantly, it hides your true face from the world. Imagine the serenity of a mind unburdened by the weight of others' judgments. Repeat after me. Inner virtue and self-discipline are my true guides. Inner virtue and self-discipline light my way. In the pursuit of tranquility of mind, I free myself from the chains of external approval. And so, let's step into the arena of life with self-reliance as our armor. Marcus Aurelius, a titan of Stoicism, advocated for a life where happiness and peace come from within. In his words, find the strength to build your inner fortress, impervious to the fleeting opinions of others. As you sail the Stoic seas, remember, your boat is steered by the rudder of your own values, guided by the stars of your inner virtues, and powered by the winds of self-reliance. On this voyage, the only approval you need is your own. Eliminate procrastination. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a vast ocean, each wave representing a moment of your life. Now think about this. What happens when you let these waves crash against the shore, unacknowledged, slipping away into the vast sea of time? This is the essence of procrastination, a silent thief robbing us of our most precious resource, time. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor-philosopher, challenges us with a powerful metaphor. He sees time as a river, constantly flowing, never pausing. Time is a river, he said, a violent current of events, glimpsed once and already carried past us, and another follows and is gone. Why then do we procrastinate? Is it not like watching the river flow by, doing nothing to drink from its waters? Aurelius implores us to seize the present. Confine yourself to the present, he advises. But what does this truly mean? It's not just about doing tasks promptly. It's about aligning with nature's flow, embracing our roles, and acting with purpose. Think about it. When we procrastinate, aren't we just standing still while the world moves forward? Now ask yourself, what's within my control right now? This is where the Stoic wisdom shines. It's not just about avoiding delay, it's about understanding that the power to act, the power to change, lies within the present moment. Every time we postpone, we don't just lose time, we lose a part of ourselves, an opportunity for growth, for virtue, for life. As Stoics, we seek not just to exist, but to thrive, to blossom like a plant in its natural state. Procrastination is like a shadow, a deviation from our true path. Aurelius would say, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. This is a call to action, a call to embrace the present, to live fully, and to cast aside the chains of procrastination. Remember, the time to act is now. The question is, will you seize the moment? Eliminate saying yes to everything. Now let's dive into that ocean we have been talking about, life. Imagine, if you will, your life as a ship navigating our vast ocean of life. Marcus Aurelius, a masterful Stoic captain, would advise you to be judicious in charting your course. He asks, is every wind worth catching? The answer, steeped in Stoicism, is a resounding no. In the same way, not every opportunity, every request, every yes is worth your sail. Picture this. Each yes you utter is like taking aboard cargo on your ship. Now, ask yourself, is this cargo in line with my voyage towards virtue, purpose, and authenticity? Aurelius, with the wisdom of a sage, reminds us that a ship laden with unnecessary cargo drifts away from its true course. It's about steering with intention, guided by the compass of your inner moral values, rather than the tempestuous seas of external approval and fleeting desires. This is where the Stoic art of discernment shines. It's not about shutting all doors, it's about opening the right ones. The contrast couldn't be clearer, the difference between a life lived at the whim of others and a life navigated with purposeful intent. Aurelius himself said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." In the pursuit of a balanced life, remember this: every no you courageously utter is a step towards aligning with your authentic self. It's about having the wisdom to choose your battles and to recognize that not all commitments are equal. The Stoic imperative is clear: choose with care, choose with purpose, and let your yes be as deliberate as your no. As you sail through life's tumultuous waters, embrace the Stoic wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. Be selective, be intentional, and let your journey be guided by the stars of virtue and authenticity. Eliminate the luxury of anger threshold. You have a new problem aboard your ship. Picture this. The boat now has an unpredictable, volatile crew member, your anger threshold. Marcus Aurelius, a masterful captain of Stoic thought, would argue that this crew member does more harm than good. Why? Because every time the waves of circumstance rise, this crew member's alarm bell rings, throwing the boat into disarray. Isn't it more prudent, then, to steer this vessel with a steady hand, unfazed by the tumultuous sea? Let's ask ourselves, what benefit do we truly gain from having an anger threshold? Does it not distort our shared reality, like a funhouse mirror that warps our perception, making mountains out of molehills? Aurelius would urge us to dismantle this threshold brick by emotional brick. Why? To cultivate a garden of clarity in our minds, where decisions are made not in the whirlwind of emotion, but in the calm eye of reason. Consider the impact of an anger threshold on those around us. It's like forcing others to walk on eggshells, isn't it? They tiptoe around our sensitivities, focusing more on not ringing the alarm bell than on addressing the real issues at hand. How can we build bridges of understanding if we are too busy navigating the minefield of emotional volatility? Aurelius, with his wisdom echoing through the ages, reminds us that the true strength lies not in the height of our anger threshold, but in its absence. He invites us to embrace resilience and self-control, not as burdens, but as liberators. Imagine a world where conflicts are not tinderboxes of emotion, but crucibles for rational thought and mutual respect. Isn't that a world worth striving for? Let's affirm this together. I choose reason over reaction, understanding over anger. By removing our anger thresholds, we open the door to a realm of calm decision-making and effective problem-solving. It's not about suppressing emotions, but about channeling them through the sieve of rational thought. This approach paves the way for a life more harmonious, both within ourselves and in our interactions with others. So, shall we take the first step towards this Stoic ideal today? Eliminate taking things for granted. Imagine, if you will, you're walking through a dense forest, and suddenly you stumble upon a rare, radiant flower. Its beauty is fleeting, lasting only for a moment before it withers. Now ask yourself, do I cherish this fleeting beauty, or do I overlook it, taking its presence for granted? Marcus Aurelius, a sage of Stoicism, would implore you to embrace the former. He'd say, appreciate the flower while it blooms, for its life, like ours, is transient. Let's dive deeper, shall we? Consider your everyday experiences, the warm sun on your face, the laughter of a friend, the comfort of your home. Aren't these the flowers in the forest of life? Aurelius urges us not to take these for granted. Why? Because in doing so, we fail to live fully. He believed in living in accordance with nature, which means recognizing the impermanence of everything. This isn't a cause for sorrow, but a call to action. Think about it. If we knew our time with our loved ones, our possessions, even our life was limited, wouldn't we cherish each moment more? This is where the Stoic principle shines. Focus on what's in your control, your attitude, your appreciation, your actions. By not taking things for granted, we kindle a fire of gratitude and humility. This isn't just philosophical musing, it's practical wisdom. Now let's turn this wisdom into action. Start today. Look around you. What do you see? What have you been overlooking? Embrace these elements of your life with open arms and a grateful heart. Aurelius would remind us that by doing so, we are not just living, we are living virtuously. We become more resilient, more engaged, and, most importantly, more connected to the very essence of life. So let's not wait. Let's live the Stoic way, with mindfulness, appreciation, and a profound understanding of life's fleeting beauty. Remember, every moment is a gift, not a given. Cherish it. Eliminate misplacing expectations. Imagine you're walking through a forest, expecting each tree to be perfectly straight, each leaf to be uniformly green, and each branch to be symmetrically placed. Sounds absurd, right? That's precisely how Marcus Aurelius, a sage of Stoicism, viewed our tendency to impose unrealistic expectations on others. We are too prone to prescribe how others should act, he might have said, forgetting that the script of life is not ours to write for anyone but ourselves. Now, why do we cast these roles upon others, expecting them to play their parts flawlessly? It's like expecting a fish to climb a tree, then berating it for its inability to do so. Aurelius would remind us that every individual, like every tree in the forest, has its unique shape and story, influenced by countless unseen factors. Consider this. How often have we been judged by standards we couldn't meet? Does it feel fair? Aurelius would argue that just as we cannot control the wind, we cannot control the actions of others. Why, then, do we spend so much energy fretting over what is beyond our grasp? Focus on thyself, Aurelius would advise. Our thoughts, our actions, these are the realms over which we reign. When we release these unrealistic expectations of others, we're not just unshackling them, we're freeing ourselves. We're opening the door to relationships built not on judgment and disappointment, but on understanding and acceptance. So, what's the Stoic way here? It's to embrace each person's individual nature, complete with their limitations and circumstances. This isn't just about others, it's about us too. Recognizing our own limitations is the first step toward genuine interactions. As Aurelius would say, accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. Remember, life is not a stage where everyone performs the roles we write for them. It's a rich tapestry of diverse threads, each with its own color and texture. By acknowledging this, we align ourselves not only with Stoic philosophy, but with the harmonious flow of nature itself. So, let's ask ourselves, are we ready to let go of these expectations and see the beauty in life's grand, imperfect symphony? Eliminate constant comparison with others. Do you often compare yourself with others, and then feel like you're drowning in the endless waves of comparisons you spin around yourself? Marcus Aurelius, a beacon of Stoicism, would ask you, why measure the depth of your ocean by the waves of others? This metaphor encapsulates the Stoic stance on the futility of constant comparison with others. Why do we chain ourselves to the opinions and achievements of others when our own journey beckons with unexplored depths? Aurelius prompts us to question this habit, not to chastise, but to liberate us. He guides us to a path less trodden, yet more fulfilling, the path of self-improvement and personal virtue. Let's pause and ask ourselves, are the standards set by others the compass by which I navigate my life? Aurelius would gently argue that this compass leads us astray. Our true north lies within, in the quiet yet potent realm of self-reflection and personal growth. Consider the contrast between the societal race for comparison and the Stoic pursuit of inner peace. Society shouts, be like them, have what they have. Stoicism whispers, be yourself, value what you have. The difference is stark, like night and day. Repeat after me. My journey is unique. My path is my own. Let this affirmation sink in. Let it resonate with your every step. Aurelius knew that by embracing our individual journey, we find contentment and a sense of purpose that no external comparison can offer. Let us embrace the beauty of our individuality, the uniqueness of our journey. As Aurelius himself said, "He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe." In this harmony, there's no room for needless comparisons, only space for growth, self-acceptance, and tranquility. So, take the first step today. Shift your focus inwards to where your true potential lies. Let the waves of comparison ebb away, leaving you standing firm on the shore of self-contentment and inner peace. Remember, in the grand ocean of life, your wave is yours to ride, unique and magnificent in its own right. Eliminate negligence that becomes ignorance. Doesn't it seem impossible to find balance on the tightrope of life? Where on one side lies the abyss of overwhelming anxiety, and on the other, the deep pit of careless negligence. Now, picture Marcus Aurelius, a master tightrope walker in the art of Stoicism, guiding us on this precarious journey. He implores us, with the wisdom of a seasoned philosopher, to find our balance, to avoid teetering too far into the realms of worry or indifference. But why, you might ask, is this balance so crucial? Aurelius, with his profound insight, knew that to be overly carefree is to dance on the edge of ignorance. Such recklessness not only blinds us to the vibrant tapestry of life, but also to the responsibilities that anchor us. Stoicism isn't about casting off our cares, it's about steering them with the hand of reason and wisdom. Consider this. When we're carefree to the point of negligence, aren't we turning a blind eye to the world's rhythm and our place within it? Aurelius would say, yes. He'd argue that such negligence cuts the strings of our societal marionette, leaving us unanchored, adrift, and, paradoxically, more vulnerable to life's unpredictable storms. Isn't it better, then, to be the captain of our ship, fully aware of the winds and tides, rather than a passive passenger? Stoicism teaches us to embrace this awareness, to see the world through a lens of clarity and purpose. It urges us to ask ourselves, are we living a life that harmonizes with nature and reason? Are we contributing positively to the world, or are we merely shadows, existing but not truly living? Aurelius believed in a life of purpose, a life where we're fully engaged in our duties to ourselves and others. Let's not forget, balance is the key. Stoicism isn't a call to burden ourselves with excessive cares, but rather an invitation to manage them with grace and rationality. It's about finding that sweet spot where we're neither crushed under the weight of worry, nor floating aimlessly in a sea of apathy. In the words of Aurelius himself, the art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. So let's wrestle with our responsibilities, dance with our duties, and in doing so, find the harmony that Stoicism promises. By striking this balance, we're not just adhering to a philosophical ideal, we're crafting a life that's rich, full, and deeply connected to the world around us. Eliminate taking everything seriously. Have you ever felt like you're carrying the world on your shoulders, every problem weighing you down like a ton of bricks? Marcus Aurelius, a sage in the art of Stoicism, would gently remind us that not every burden is ours to bear. He'd say, "Ease up, my friend. Not everything in life demands your sternest face." Why, you may wonder, should we loosen our grip on seriousness? Picture life as a grand symphony. If every note played was heavy and solemn, wouldn't the music lose its depth and beauty? Aurelius understood this. He knew that life, in all its complexity, requires not just the somber drumbeats of seriousness, but also the light, playful notes of joy and humor. Imagine standing in the eye of life's storm, the winds of chaos swirling around you. Aurelius would advise us to find our calm center. By accepting what we can't control, we can focus on our own actions and virtues. Isn't it liberating to think that the actions of others, the unforeseen events of tomorrow, aren't ours to fret over? This isn't apathy, but a strategic release of tension, like loosening a tightly wound string to prevent it from snapping. And what about the moments that truly matter, those that demand our earnest attention? Certainly, approach them with the gravity they deserve, but remember, not every situation is a battle to be won. Sometimes it's okay to lay down your armor and smile at the quirks of life. After all, isn't life more enjoyable when we allow ourselves the freedom to breathe, to laugh at our mistakes, and to find joy in the small, unexpected corners of our days? Aurelius, ever the wise counselor, would urge us not to confuse detachment with disinterest. It's about engaging with life, embracing our duties, but not allowing the seriousness of it all to overshadow the lightness of being. In this balanced approach, there's room for laughter amidst the tears, for joy in the midst of challenges. So, let's take a page from Aurelius's book. Let's walk through life with a light step and a balanced heart. By doing so, we open ourselves up to a fuller spectrum of human experiences, embracing the richness that comes from not just enduring life, but truly living it. In the dance of life, let's remember to sometimes skip, twirl, and maybe even laugh a little under the stars. For in this balance, we find the true essence of a life well lived, a life that is not just survived, but savored. As the curtains draw on this enlightening expedition, let's take a moment to reflect. Like sailors returning from a long voyage, we come back transformed, not just by what we've seen, but by what we've let go. Remember, it's not the towering waves we've conquered, but the subtle shifts in our course that have brought us here. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice, Marcus Aurelius once said. So, in letting go, we're not just discarding, we're rising above, we're transcending. Thank you for embarking on this journey with us, for daring to question, to challenge, and to grow. As Marcus Aurelius wisely advised, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. So, as we part ways, take these teachings and let them guide you in your everyday life. Be the sculptor of your own destiny, carving out a life of purpose, tranquility, and resilience.